In Cameroon, the magical universe of the circus was put in the spotlight on Wednesday and Thursday. The French Cultural Institute of Douala hosted the very first convention of African clowns. Young and old alike gathered to watch comedians, clowns, jugglers and other performers. After spending 15 years abroad, comedian William Nong returned in Cameroon to introduce his fellow citizens to performing arts. The person who first initiated me to clowning was a woman, Yetu. She's a school head in the French city of Nantes. In retrospect, when I looked at my continent, I decided to promote the figure of the clown in Africa, and more precisely in my home country, Cameroon. Today there are many challenges. One lies with timing, another one with financing issues, and there are also mentoring issues. That explains why many don't know about clowns today. Back in the day, people knew about buffoonery and other clownish acts. In order to revive this art throughout the country, many step up. Fefe Lecloun is one of those who try to instill within the youth the love for the performing art he discovered 20 years ago. I am Fefe Lecloun and I was taught clown classes by a foreign company when they arrived in Cameroon. Thanks to this training, I became a clown. If there are no circus in the country, Fefe works to train the next generation here in Douala. I mostly work in schools and my primary audience is made up of children. So I achieve my teaching objective here in schools. Every time an opportunity comes my way, I agree with the schools on a contract and I give 1-hour classes. At the end of the school year, the children perform and they can show their parents all they have learned. In schools like the one behind me, clowns try to keep their art alive. In Cameroon, there is only a handful of clowns companies. If circus is popular elsewhere, the art of performing hasn't won its spurs in Cameroon just yet.
FIFA has suspended the Zimbabwean and Kenyan football federations over what it termed as government interference. Both countries have taken action against their football associations. FIFA President Gianni Infantino elaborated on the reasons for the suspensions.
We had to suspend 2 of our member associations, Kenya and Zimbabwe, both for government interference in the activities of the football association. So these associations are suspended from all footballing activities with immediate effect. And they know what needs to be done for them to be readmitted or for the suspension to be lifted.
Last November, Kenya disbanded its football association and charged its boss, Nick Mwendwa, with corruption.
Pristine white sand as far as one can behold. But it is only at first glance. In Kilifi, northeastern Kenya, plastic pollution has become an eyesore on the country's beaches. Volumes of plastic litter come from as far as India or the Philippines. During this cleanup session, volunteers pick up plastic bottle caps, candy wrappers and flip-flops. Kenyan enterprise Ocean Soul collects and recycles discarded flip-flops in order to reduce plastic pollution.
Flip-flops are the most common, most affordable pair of shoes for a lot of people. Rich, poor, everybody has got a pair. So, and since they're very easy to afford, when a pair is done, you just throw it away and get a new one.
When the discarded shoes are retrieved from the sand, a new journey begins. They are cleaned and sorted into categories. Hard plastics and PET bottles are sold to recyclers. The flip-flops are sent to a workshop in Nairobi for a Cinderella-like makeover.
Weekly, we receive about 1.2 tons a week. So turn these ones into months and then into year. Actually, it's like more than 40 tons or per year or per... It's a lot of flip-flops actually. Also, the artists which are working here, most of them converted from the wood carving. On that side, we are saving trees, which is good for our environment.
Dozens of artisans turned the flip-flops into colorful sculptures and children's toys. Plastic insulating styrofoam salvaged from dumped refrigerators is used as a mold for larger works, like these elephants and giraffes. Ocean Soul has created around 100 full-time jobs. Kenya will host the 5th session of the UN Environment Assembly starting on Monday. Curbing plastic pollution will be a hot topic.
Cyclone Imnati lashed Madagascar on Wednesday, bringing with it violent winds and heavy rain which caused severe flooding. It is the 4th storm to hit the country in as many weeks, adding to the misery of hundreds of thousands. Sabine Lin is back where her home once stood, sifting through the debris to see if anything can be salvaged. The new mother is among thousands that need emergency assistance. During the cyclone, we were very scared and my daughters came to me screaming and crying. Then the roof of the shelter where we were staying came off and it began to rain in the house. We spent the whole night in the rain and with my children crying. In the morning, they were sick from being wet all night. UN agencies say Tuesday they were preparing for the worst. Some of the affected persons were seen queuing for food rations and cash.
We're certainly aiming to save lives through emergency assistance and providing the essential food that they need to get through this period. And yet, we need to think about how they're going to adapt to this new reality for them.
Madagascar is prone to numerous storms and cyclones between November and April every year. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari on Friday approved an amended law that introduces electronic transmission of vote results during the 2023 elections. The bill also allows the Election Commission to use electronic voter identities.
There are salient and praiseworthy provisions that could positively revolutionize elections in Nigeria through the introduction of new technological innovations. These innovations would guarantee the constitutional rights of citizens to vote and to do so effectively.
Buhari, who has served 2 4-year terms, is not eligible to seek re-election. Ballots in Nigeria have often been marred by fraud claims since the country returned to civilian rule in 1999.